All right, good afternoon. We're going to be starting our communication unit. Let me turn the lights off and we can get started. All right, Reed, would you like to read our objective for the day?
Oh shoot, hold up, wrong slide. Okay, objective 1, describe the communication process.
Wrong one.
What?
Give me objective 2 for us.
Oh, a 2? My bad. What the heck? Where's it at?
Keep going. So you can just read the board.
Okay, fine.
Read it off the board.
Differentiate between passive, assertive, and aggressive communication styles.
All right, what does this word mean? This is differentiate. What does it mean to differentiate?
Different.
Contrast.
Be different.
It's like difference.
I don't know.
Compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast, to be different.
Be
If I'm
passive.
differentiating between things, what would that look like?
Not the same.
Shoot, no.
Does anybody know?
Hold on.
Can you say that again?
What did you say, Faye?
Recognize or ascertain what makes someone or something different.
Good. So I'm going to be looking at several ideas or several things, and I'm going to be able to tell what's different between them. So Tiara, you were on the right track, and then Faith kind of put it in a more concise idea. Passive. What does the word passive mean?
Calm.
Calm. Yeah. Kind of cool, collected. Anything else we think of when we hear passive?
Opposite of aggressive.
The opposite of aggressive. Yeah. In a lot of ways, that's true. Any other ideas there?
I said peaceful.
Peaceful. Okay.
Passive communication.
Obedient.
Obedient, yeah. They do what they're told. Definitely, that's a good one. Assertive. What does the word assertive mean?
Having or showing a confident and forceful personality.
Thank you, Tiara, and thank you, Google.
Self-confident.
And, whoa!
Wait, what was it there?
And then, for that last one, while we fix the computer, what would aggressive be?
Anger.
Forceful.
Angry, forceful.
Forceful?
Strong.
Angry?
Ready or likely to attack or confront, characterized by resulting from aggression.
That's a pretty solid one. So it's kind of in your face, huh?
Yes.
Well, this is awkward. Give me 1 second. Sorry, the computer is no good.
Are you doing the rest of that?
Start the awkward turtles now. Alright, Google Play doesn't want to work. Champions adjust, y'all. Make sure you pull up your Google Slides in your PowerPoints, and we're just going to talk through your PowerPoint slides, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling y'all, champions adjust.
Oh,
Is everybody able to find the PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Y'all got it?
16 right.
Y'all got it?
Totally.
Totally, dude. You sound like the turtle from Finding Nemo. Alright, so we're going to be going through and we're going to talk about our communication styles. So we're going to start with a passive communicator. Now, a passive communicator, Mariela, do you want to read that first point?
I'm still trying to find it.
Does anybody already have it pulled up? Tira, go ahead.
The definition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Passive communicators are unable or unwilling to express thoughts and feelings. They go along with what other people want, and they do not protest or resist when challenged.
Good, thank you. So a passive communicator is someone that's going to go with the flow, but not always going to go with the flow in a good way. They're going to kind of let people walk over them, they'll let people impose their ideas on them, and they're really not going to protest. They're not going to put up a fight. So we're going to talk about what this looks like a little bit. Luz, would you like to read what verbal communication would look like for a passive person?
Apologetic, soft-spoken, or tentative.
Tentative. So they're going to be really soft-spoken. They're going to talk like this. They're not going to be very loud. They might have hunched posture. They might be really close up like this. They're not going to be very big with anything that they're doing. And on top of that, we're going to see some nonverbal communication things with them. So I talked about body language. What else do we know?
Poor eye contact.
Poor eye contact. If I have poor eye contact, what does that show you?
No, you're not confident.
You're scared.
That I'm not confident, I'm scared. So Reed, if you and I are having a conversation and I'm looking over here, looking at the ground, how does that make you feel?
Shows disrespect.
Awkward.
Awkward, yeah. It can show a little bit of disrespect too. So poor eye contact's another big one we see in our passive communicators. So if we hop to the next slide, we're going to talk about two things. First, we're going to talk about an implication. Does anyone know what an implication is? What does it mean to be in it? What is an implication? To imply something. Okay, so what would it mean to imply?
I'm confident. Because the thing on here, it says, my feelings are not important. You're kind of not, I don't know, like you don't care about yourself.
I think Reed is definitely on the right track.
Low self-esteem.
Yeah. So Bree, you're reading off the things that are on the slides there. Definitely true. But yeah, it's going to be low self-esteem. They're going to be things that we don't actually say, but by our actions are going to be shown to the other person. And something that is not an implication is the fact that this is actually working, which is awesome. All right, we're back in it. We're caught up. Sorry about the technical difficulties. That's great. So an implication, once again, is something that we're showing to others without ever really telling them. And Bree, you read them once already. Would you like to read them again, our implications?
My feelings are not important. I don't matter. I don't think I am what?
That word is inferior. What does inferior mean? Mariela, do you know?
Inferior means they think they are like above everyone else.
I think you're thinking of superior.
I
think they're
lower
both
than
low
everyone
levels.
else.
Yeah, inferior, that means I think that I'm less.
So the opposite.
Yeah, the opposite of superior. So if we're passive, we're showing other people that, well, maybe what we want and what we think doesn't matter. And then our consequences. So these are the things that are going to happen. If I'm a passive communicator, these things will happen because of it. Lowered self-esteem. So a passive communicator is not going to have a lot of confidence. We're going to see that obviously because they're not going to be sticking up for themselves. When people are talking about an idea, they're not going to stand up for what they think. They're just going to let other people impose their will. We're going to see anger towards self. So if I believe really strongly about something, but I don't stick up for it and I don't stand up for it, I'm going to be frustrated. Because I know what I believe, but I'm not standing up for it. So I'm going to be frustrated with myself. And then disrespected by others or pitied by others. So people are going to feel bad for you. They're like, that guy never sticks up for himself. He lets people walk all over him. And that could be a hard place to be. So can you go to the next slide? Thank you. So without looking at your slides right now, name one verbal cue or verbal sign of a passive communicator. Huh?
I am inferior.
What's a verbal cue?
Soft spoken.
Soft spoken. Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet. What does my body look like?
No eye
No eye contact. What else?
Slouched over.
Slouched.
For which one?
For a passive communicator, we're talking about what they look like.
and clothes, like,
Looking down.
hair, like, all this, you're just like,
Yeah, hunched down, not engaged, maybe sitting in the corner, really quiet. So those are some signs of a passive communicator. Now this next one we're going to talk about is pretty much the opposite. All right, it is an aggressive communicator. So go ahead and go to the next slide. Thank you. Brady Gully, would you like to read that one for us?
Just
the first sentence there.
aggressive communication. Aggressive communicators try to get their way through bullying and imitating. Do not consider the rights of other people. In a disagreement, they attack the other person, not the problem.
Yeah, thank you. So an aggressive communicator is going to be in your face. They could bully you, they could intimidate you, but their goal is to get their way. And a lot of times they're not really going to be considerate of the other people that are around them. And the point I really want to focus on here is in a disagreement, they attack the person, not the problem. Can we think of anyone that might be an example of? Maybe we've seen that before? Any ideas? Donald Trump. Thank you. We said that in the last class too. And opinions aside, politics aside, we do see him from time to time going to the person and not the problem, where he will attack the person speaking to him rather than addressing the issue. So that could definitely be an example of an aggressive communication style. Let me ask you this. Can we be an aggressive communicator when we're not frustrated?
Yes.
Yes. What would that look like then? Because obviously when we're frustrated, we're mad, and of course we're going to be up in people's faces if we're frustrated and our emotions are high. What would it look like if we're feeling all right? You know, maybe we're not frustrated.
Motivating.
Motivating? Yeah. Like a pre-game speech to a team or something like that? Yeah. What's that? A pep talk? Yeah. Any other thoughts?
No speech.
Speech. We'll talk about some examples at the end of class, but it could just be telling someone how you feel and really not allowing them to speak back to you. This is what we're going to do, this is why we're going to do it, and this is the way it's going to be. You can put that to any situation you want, but that's the gist of it. This is what we're going to do, I want to do it, that's the way it is. So we have some nonverbal and verbal communication cues up here. Luz, would you like to read nonverbal for us?
Staring, narrow eyes, finger pointing, tense, rigid posture.
Thank you. So I'm going to be staring. So, Celia, if I'm staring at you, how does that make you feel? Uncomfortable, yeah. I'm staring at you, I'm narrowing my eyes, I'm in your face. That's an aggressive way. I'm pointing at you, I'm in your face, snapping my fingers at you, I'm in your face. That's an aggressive communicator. And their body is going to be tense, their fists clenched, they're going to be ready to go. And right here with verbal communication, I want to touch on this. They're going to make a lot of you statements. This is your fault. You did this. You do this wrong. You need to change. And of course, they're going to have a very loud voice. They're going to be in your face. Read! What are you doing? They're going to be in your face. And I know we see this maybe on the football field sometimes. We see people yelling. If I'm yelling, am I immediately an aggressive communicator?
No.
No.
Because maybe they can't hear you.
Yeah, maybe they can't hear you.
What would
So
you
you're just
consider your
naturally
function?
loud.
I would say that, yeah, you could be an aggressive communicator, but I would say that you could also be an assertive communicator too. We'll talk about assertive in a second here, but the key is, are you addressing the person or the problem? And so if I'm yelling and I'm loud, but I'm talking about an issue, read! That guy keeps getting past you! Gotta get there! I'm addressing the problem, but I'm saying, read! You are messing up! Then I'm addressing the person. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Honey, would you like to read the implications for us?
Your feelings are not important. You don't matter. I think I'm superior.
Yeah. So, if I'm always in people's face, in their faces, I'm waving my finger at them, I'm yelling at them, how's that going to make other people feel? Bad, yeah. Does anybody in here like that?
No.
Good, yeah, I hope so. I hope so. It's not fun. It's not pleasant, not fun to be around. So of course, if I'm doing those things, I'm telling other people that they're not important because what I want is important. And that I think I'm superior. Remember, that's that word again. What's superior mean, Mariela?
Above all.
Above. I think I'm above you. Yeah. And so some of our consequences. You might feel guilty. I know there's moments where if I slip and maybe I snap and make a comment that's a little bit more angry or a little bit more frustrated, I feel guilty afterwards because that's not the way that I want to speak to people. You could have anger towards you from others. So, Tiara, if I'm up in your face and I'm yelling at you and calling you names, what are you likely to do back to me?
Call you names.
Yeah. You're going to get up in my face. Coach, I'm not about this. You better get out of my face. So that could be that anger from others. The second we start talking to other people that way, they're more likely to respond that way to us.
In our last class, a student said that he was at the mall the other day,